Welcome back to Lesson 3 of Beginner HTML. What I want to show you is I have my folder and I want to keep my files nice and neat. And typically you'll have a folder that indicates your website, and you can create another folder that would be your images. So I'm going to type in images here, and those would get stored there. If you had PDFs, you might want to create another folder and call that PDFs. Or PDF, and so on. But the idea is we need to keep all of these files in one nice, neat place, because this is working on my local drive, so I'm on my computer, but everybody in the world doesn't have access to view the files on my computer, so I have to install these files on a web server. So I would host with HostGator or GoDaddy or some other hosting service, and all of these files would have to go exactly the way that they're configured, filed, and structured or organized here on my hard drive over to the other server, and we'll have a lesson on that. But for now, I just want you to know that your files should be nice and neat and organized, so that everything that you grab in one folder to port it over to the ultimate folder that's on the hosting server. Right now I have a bunch of HTML files, and that's the way that they have to be saved unless you're working in another language like PHP or ASP. But since this is an HTML class, we are just going to save these files as HTML or HTM. So I'm going to start with this HTML3, and because this is configured on my computer to open up in Chrome, when I double click on it, this file opens up in Chrome. I can't edit it right here, so what I want to do is I want to right click on that exact same file and open with, and we've been using Notepad. So I'm going to pull that up in Notepad, and you can see this is the actual HTML file and this is the Chrome file. So I'm going to work with it just like this. Okay. What we want to do is let's learn about links. So I just want to clean this up a little bit here and get rid of some of those extra spaces that we had in the last lesson. As we know, those spaces will not appear on the actual page because HTML ignores extra hard returns and extra tabs and extra spaces. So let's just say inside, I'm going to create a new paragraph. So that's an opening p tag and a closing p tag. And then I want to find a little space right in between those and start entering in a link. So let's say there are certain types of links that you can have. You can link to someplace on the internet, a different web page. You can link to a different web page on your own website. You can link to an email address, or you can link to a specific section on the same page that you're working on. So the first and easiest one for me to do right now is to link to someplace on the web. So let's just link to Google. The first thing I need to do is type in the words that I want to appear as the link. So I am going to type click here to visit Google. Okay, so those are the words that appear on the page, and if I save that and hit refresh, you can see that appeared right here. But it's not a link. It doesn't have the underline. When I click on it, nothing happens. So that's the next step. We're going to put a link on that. The link is actually an anchor tag. So it's open bracket and the letter A, and then at the end of it, I'm going to put open bracket, close the A, and then save that. And when I come here and refresh, that again, you can see that really nothing has happened again, and that's because we're missing something. So this is the actual tag, but it needs some more information. It needs to be told, okay, you want me to go to Google, where do I go to get that? So that's called the href, and when we do this, that's the attribute. We're going to click, we're going to type right after that an equals, and then My fingers are not in the home position. And then we're going to hit two quotes. And the actual URL or address for Google will appear inside the quotes. So we have to give it the fully qualified domain name, which means the whole path to Google. So if I was to pull up this another tab here and go to Google, all I have to type here is nothing but google.com, because that's my home page. But I really need to get this whole, what we call fully qualified domain name, or the whole URL, which is a uniform resource locator, or simply the web address. So I want to copy that and go back to my code and place that right in between the apostrophes here. So the proper format for this is, it was an anchor tag. We're saying that we need to give it the reference to it, which is the HTML reference, and we follow that with an equal sign and an opening quote and a closing quote, and in between those quotes we need to put the actual name, the address of the website. So let's hit save and come over here and hit refresh, and there we have the link. And when we click on it, voila, we go to Google. So I'm going to go back, hit the back button and go back there, and you can see that when I clicked on this, it took over the whole page. But a lot of times people don't want their visitors to leave their website. It kind of saves them on windows that are opening, but I want them not to go to a different website. I want them to open up Google in a different window and stay on my website in the background. So what I need to do is come here and give this href a target. It doesn't matter if I put it right after the A or right after the quotes for the href, but what I do need to do is make sure that I include it inside that opening A tag. And the attribute for that is target. And again, we're just going to follow with the coding equals and two quotes, just like we did for the href. And if we want it to open up in another window, it needs to go to _ blank and then save that. So let's go back to our browser and hit F5 or reload the page. And then I want to click on that, and you'll see that it opened up another tab, and then it brought Google into the other page, but I'm still on my page, the Stacy page. So that was a quick way to get to a website. We made a link to a website other than our website, and we also told it to open it up with a target equals blank, which means it's opening up in another tab. And it's leaving the place where I clicked it, my website, still open in the background. Okay. So let's do another paragraph. And I just nested that in properly because I have this hanging over here, so I want to get rid of that and actually put it at the end of the prior paragraph where it belongs. Okay? We always want to be nice and neat about how we nest our tags. So inside this paragraph tag, we're going to do another link, and link again is an A tag and a closing A tag. So we're going to open the bracket A, close the bracket, and then close the tag with an open bracket, /, close the A, and then close the bracket. This time we want to open up to somebody's email software, so that it will email to somebody's email address. So let us go back into the first opening A tag, and we're going to do an href again, just like last time, and the href equals and two sets of quotes, because we're going to type whatever we need wherever we need to go in between those double quotes. And instead of typing HTTP or HTTPS as we did here, because we're not opening up another page and going to another website, we're opening up a mail. The code for that is mail2, So instead of https:/, we're typing mail2:. And then we're going to type in the email address. So let's just say stacy@hotmail.com. So we put the link in, but we do have a problem here because if you can see or tell me, nothing happened on the page. And why is that? Because we put the link there, but we did not put what we need to link it to. So if I put this here, email me, then that is the text that gets underlined. So let's save that and come back here and refresh. And there it is, email me. And then when I click on that, it wants to open up my email software and start a letter for me with stacy@hotmail.com. Okay, so those are two different types of emails. I think what I'll do is I'll break this lesson up in two, and I will put the rest of the link video in the second portion. So thanks for bearing with me. I will see you in the next video when we finish up links.